happy on for the buzz at the premiere of Maintenance Required, starring Madelaine Petsch and Scipio. Now, this rom-com really throws a wrench on the road to love. See what I did there? The red carpet starts right now.
You know, it's nice having someone I can be totally open with, even if it means we remain perfect strangers. You know our rules. No names, no photos, just cars.
Sorry.
Look, I get it. I have no room to judge. The amount of men I've met, I didn't see their faces, I didn't know their names. They might as well have been in the witness protection program.
Is that your cyber boyfriend? So imagine you could see him, wow, with your eyes. Incredible. Reach out and touch him. Stop it. What is going on?
This is my first time. I am so nervous. Yeah, this is my first film, so I'm really excited and nervous.
Okay.
And,
So what inspired it for you? What was like, I'm going to do a film and it's going to land with Amazon?
I mean, nothing ever. Everybody that I told to that this was happening, they were like, no, that never happens. And it did. I don't know how. I saw a great sidekick. She told me what to do. I did the things, and now I'm here. Thank you, Faye. Everybody, okay?
Find yourself a Faye.
Everybody find yourself a Faye. She will lead the way. But I started writing scripts. I was a journalist, a documentarian. I started writing scripts over COVID. This is something that melded my old journalistic work into something that I love, which is nostalgic, feel-good rom-coms. And
So
it sold. So I don't know. The recipe worked.
it did. So this was a story that you had covered as a journalist?
Yeah, so I was inspired by an all-female... so I'm inspired by a short documentary I did 8 years ago as a journalist on an all-female auto shop in Philly. And it was run by a woman, and all of the mechanics were women, and they were really in the neighborhood to make women feel comfortable coming to get their cars worked on. And I always loved that story. It really stuck with me all these years later. And something just, I don't know. I woke up and I was like, you got mail.
Yeah.
But let's swap out the books for cars. And I love vintage Broncos so much, and that, the rest was just kind of like created while writing it with my friend Aaron Falconer, who I did the script with.
This film is called Maintenance Required, and it's all about finding your love in real life versus online, which is the real one, your online persona or the real life person. And it's also, I'd also say Beau, if I could put him into one word, is a yearner. He's a big yearner, yeah, he's a romantic.
Okay, so is he a hopeless romantic though?
Don't lose hope.
Okay.
Don't ever do that, especially in love.
Wise words. Okay, so can you relate to Beau in real life, and how would you think others relate to him?
I could certainly relate to Beau. In the past, a lot of the roles I played are quite, action-packed and shooting guns and jumping out of helicopters, etc. So this was it was a welcome change, to be able to step into this genre. I think Beau, more than anyone I've played, is the most like me. Yeah.
Is it the hopeless romantic of Beau? Are you telling us you're a hopeless romantic?
Yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic, of course.
What's the sweetest thing you've done for a date?
The sweetest thing I've done, I tried to make every date like the first date. I tried to make every single time special. Whether, we're doing a grand gesture and going for a fantastic dinner and doing something incredible like that, or if we're just staying at home and cooking, I try to make every single time special.
I love that. So looking back on Beau, what maintenance would you give him?
He needs to communicate better. He needs to communicate a little bit better. But I think he's trying to win over Charlie in real life. He's not taking the easy way out.
And you mentioned, trying to balance the person that you're dating, or trying to balance yourself, whether that be the online persona or the real life persona. What advice would you give to people that are using dating apps currently to find love?
Whichever way you got to find love, you find it, man, because it can happen online, it can happen in real life, I guess I say just be true to yourself and be kind. Yeah. And be funny as well. Be funny. And yeah.
So there's something about being kind, being loving, like you said, making everything special, but also just like having fun with it.
You gotta have fun, man. Life is for the living.
Charlie is a business owner who runs an all-female mechanic store, who is really stuck in her ways, uses a car as a defense mechanism to not let people in, and gets the wind taken out of her by a guy that she meets on a Reddit forum, who she finds a kindred spirit with. And simultaneously, there is a shop opening up right across the street from her that is her biggest competitor, who of course the guy she's talking to online is the owner of. And so there's this like kind of in-person rivalry and then this like on their phone connection that's really interesting.
Charlie kind of steps into this world that is normally very heavily male dominated. How did it feel for you to play such an empowering role like that?
It's so badass. And also like the fact that I got to learn how to actually fix cars, like I didn't realize how empowering that would be, because it is like really like shunning as a woman to not know how to fix a car, and it's so sexist the way that like the world views that. And so to get in there and get my hands dirty and learn and realize like, oh, it actually is just like A plus B equals C. It is actually a lot more simple than they make it out to be. I was really empowering.
That's awesome, because I agree with you. People are totally like, either you know how to fix a car and they're like, oh, that's awesome, or you don't know how to fix a car and they're like, what do you mean you don't know how to fix a car? But we're not taught that stuff.
No, we're not. And honestly, it's like not expected for women too, but I think there's like something so like special about taking the autonomy of yourself and like learning how to do it yourself. And also if you don't want to, that's okay too. Like who cares? But like we can is the point.
Yeah. So moving forward, will you be fixing your own cars?
I do actually want to get a vintage car and like work it up.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people will see Charlie and find her relatable?
I hope so.
Yeah. Could you relate to her?
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah. They're like, yes. Now, looking back on Charlie, what maintenance would you give her in real life?
I would try to help her soften her hard exterior, I think. I don't know how to do that, but I would tell her to maybe like really rely on her friends a little bit more, because I feel like she doesn't listen to them a ton in the beginning of the film, but that's the arc of the character. That's what makes it interesting to watch, I think.
Okay, my character's name is Jordan, and this may be a shocker. He is a homosexual, and I did study months and months to really figure out what that's going to be like. No, it was a lot of fun. My character's like a plant-loving, comic relief, best friends with Bo, Jacob in the movie, and I just got to have fun. I just got to be the kind of quirky best friend who's walking around with his plant, and it probably has some sort of dependency issue on that plant, but yeah, just a real fun time improvising lines and having fun, and yeah.
Awesome. So you really got to pour yourself into the role.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it was my first real movie that I've ever done. I mean, I was stand-up, so I'm like, what am I doing? Like, how did I get here? You know what I mean? Like, they're like, here's your trailer, and I was like, oh, I don't just sit on the toilet. Got it, cool. I'll take it. So no, it was fun to just sort of bring my, I guess, comic sensibilities. Is that a really gay answer?
No, I love it. I'm here for it, okay?
And also is a gay answer, and that's not bad.
That's right. So, can you relate to your character, and do you think other people will find him relatable?
I think it'll be relatable in the sense that we all need a best friend who's going to tell us the truth. Mine being my friend Nick, who's a complete nightmare and the bane of my existence and my cross to bear, Nick Smith. But the one thing that I do not relate to is the plant thing. I don't know how to take care of plants, and I'm Italian and Mexican, and my whole family, it's gardens, it's plants, it's basil, it's fruits, it's vegetables, my mother, my sister, and I'm like, I've had so many friends try and tell me how to take care of plants, they all die.
Yeah. Okay, I feel you to that on both levels, because your friend, I have one like that where I'm like, ooh, how did I get cursed with you? But also the best thing in my entire life. Like, I love him to pieces. Plants, not me.
I don't care. I get fake plants because I like how they look, and I'll light a candle so it sort of smells real.
Exactly. You're like aesthetics. Here we are. Okay. So looking back on your character, what maintenance would you give them in real life?
Probably, well, at the time I'd only had 2 hair transplants. I just got my 3rd, so I'd probably tell them to get a 3rd.
Okay. You're like, do 3. That's the magic number. What advice do you have for anyone using apps to date right now?
Who what to date right now?
Dating apps.
I don't know. I met my boyfriend off Instagram, which I feel is a better way of meeting people. Dating apps are so crazy. I remember OkCupid back in the day. You had to answer 1,000 questions, which they were not checking their clientele, because one of them was like, what would your mother say if you got your girlfriend pregnant? I'm like, my mother would be so proud.
She'd be like, finally.
Finalmente.
Okay, so what did you learn about working on cars, if you learned anything from this film?
Absolutely nothing. Not a thing. I know nothing about cars, and everyone's asked me that question. I'm like, I literally know nothing about cars.
You're like me. What we know is to call somebody to fix it.
100%. I'm like, can someone else, is there a TaskRabbit for this? Like, my version of a car is an Uber. I sit down, and I'm like, Matteo, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Maybe we chit-chat every once in a while, like, oh, the weather, but just, that's it. That's it.
I love it. You're very
relatable. Mariah Carey and ignore the world.
Yeah. Like the new Mariah Carey, too. Do you like it?
Of course. You think I turned gay yesterday? Of course I like it.
I'm like nervous. I don't even know what this girl looks like. What are we looking for? A wrench. A wrench keychain. It should be right there on the table. Do you know what a wrench is?
I Googled it. I do know now.
Hi, I'm Matteo Lane.
I'm Madelaine Petsch.
Hi, my name's Jacob Scipio, and you've just been buzzed. Buzz, buzz.
She's your outdoor voice. All right, Jessica. All right, racers.